The silence in Cedar Falls. The old farmhouse on Willow Road was always quiet, but on the night of October 12th, the silence was different. It was a heavy, suffocating silence that followed an unspeakable sound. For brothers Liam, 19, and Noah, 17, returning home from a late-night shift at the town's auto shop, the first clue was the light blazing from their younger sister Chloe's room. The second was the sound, a muffled, desperate cry, abruptly cut short. They exchanged a single glance, a bolt of shared dread passing between them, and ran inside. What they found in Chloe's bedroom would forever shatter their world. Their stepfather, Carl Brigham, was on top of their 15-year-old sister, his hand clamped over her mouth. Her eyes, wide with terror, met Liam's from across the room. The scene needed no explanation. The snap ***. The suspense in that moment wasn't a slow burn, it was a wire snapping. There was no shouted command, no dramatic pause. There was only a primal, protective rage that erupted from a place deeper than thought. Liam, the larger of the two, crossed the room in 3 strides. He didn't yell, he simply grabbed Carl by the collar and hauled him off Chloe with a force born of pure adrenaline. Carl, a large man himself, was caught off guard, stumbling back with a string of slurred curses. Noah, moving on instinct, threw a blanket over his sobbing sister and shielded her from the sight. But his eyes remained locked on Carl, who was now squaring up to Liam, his face contorted in anger rather than remorse. "You little shits," Carl snarled, raising a fist. "This is a family matter. Get out." Those words were his last mistake. As he lunged at Liam, Noah grabbed a heavy, metal bookend from Chloe's desk. The fight was brutal, short, and fueled by a righteous fury that knew no limits. The brothers, acting as one, overpowered him. In the chaotic, violent struggle that spilled out into the hallway, Carl Brigham was fatally injured. Then, the second wave of silence fell, broken only by Chloe's ragged sobs and the brothers' heavy breathing. The adrenaline receded, leaving behind the horrifying reality of what they had done. They looked at each other, then at Carl's motionless body, and finally at their traumatized sister. They didn't run. Liam's hands shook as he dialed 911. The aftermath, law versus justice ***. When Sheriff Miller arrived, he found a scene of profound tragedy. Chloe was rushed to the hospital. The brothers, covered in blood and in shock, were read their rights and taken into custody.